Hey everyone, I noticed that a lot of you are enjoying the content on this channel, but haven't subscribed yet. Subscribing doesn't cost a penny. It's completely free. If you find value in these stories and want to support me, just hit that subscribe button. It means the world to me and helps me keep creating content you love. Now let's dive into today's story. A story that might just change the way you look at yourself forever. The Beggar Who Became a Businessman, a story by New Dawn Motivation. In a bustling railway station of a large city, life moved fast. People came and went, trains screeched and whistled, and amidst this chaos sat a man named Tom. He was a beggar, quiet, tired, invisible to most. Tom survived on coins tossed to him by strangers. He never expected much, because in his heart, he believed he had nothing to give. One day, a tall, well-dressed man named George stepped off a train. Tom noticed him immediately. He looks rich, Tom thought. If I ask, maybe he'll give generously. Tom walked up and held out his hand. But instead of reaching into his wallet, George looked at him and asked, "You always ask from others, but have you ever given anything to anyone?" Tom was stunned. "Sir, I'm a beggar. I have nothing to give." George smiled and said, "If you can't give, you have no right to ask. I believe in give and take. If you offer me something, I'll gladly give you something in return." With those words, George boarded the train and disappeared into the crowd. Tom sat there in silence, haunted by what he had heard. Maybe I don't receive because I never give. But what do I have to give? The awakening. For 2 days, Tom was lost in thought. Then, on the third day, he noticed something beautiful. Fresh flowers blooming by the station fence. That's when it hit him. What if I give people these flowers in return for their kindness? He plucked a few and decided to try. That day, when someone gave him coins, Tom smiled and offered a flower. People were surprised, but also touched. They took the flowers, smiled back, and gave even more than usual. Tom felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Value. From that day on, he started collecting flowers every morning. He gave them to anyone who offered him money. And the more he gave, the more people gave back. The return of George. One morning, as Tom was moving through the train with his flowers, he saw a familiar face. It was George. Tom hurried up to him. "Sir, today I have something to give you. Please accept this flower." George smiled, handed him some money, and said, "Wonderful. You become a businessman like me." Those words ignited something powerful in Tom. He stepped off the train, looked up at the sky, and shouted, "I am not a beggar anymore. I am a businessman." People thought he'd gone mad, but Tom had found his truth. 6 months later, at the same station, George was waiting for a train with his friend, Aaron. A well-dressed man approached him with a confident smile. "Remember me?" he asked. George looked closely, but didn't recognize him. The man chuckled. "We've met before. Twice. Once, when you refused to give me money, and the second time, when I gave you a flower in return." George's eyes widened. You're the beggar." "Yes," the man said, "but not anymore. I used the money I earned from those flowers to start a flower shop. Now, I own a successful flower business. I'm traveling to another city for expansion." George smiled, proud. "You taught me that we only receive when we give. That one rule changed my life." Key learnings from the story. We limit ourselves when we believe we have nothing to give. True change starts when we shift from taking to giving. Self-perception defines our reality. If you see yourself as small, the world sees you the same way. Even the smallest gesture, like a flower, can create a ripple of transformation. Success begins with mindset. Act boldly. Believe deeply. Give generously. So ask yourself today, not what can I get, but what can I give? That shift could be the first step toward a life beyond your dreams. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to New Dawn Motivation, because every new dawn brings new possibilities.